Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about modules 3 and 4. Surprisingly, already module 4 puts us about a quarter of the way through the semester, and it also ends the major formal elements. In module 2, we talked about space and the illusion of space. Well, in module 3, we're going to talk about line and color theory, and that kind of finishes the trifecta of major formal elements. Starting in Module 4, we start to get some fun lectures, and we are going to start with Vincent van Gogh, probably the most famous, the most well-liked of most of the artists in my class. So I hope you enjoy that lecture. We do have a discussion board. It does take some time to complete because you are going to create a very small artwork for that. It's very easy to do. And then we're also going to have the quiz in Module 4. So let's go ahead and go over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through everything you need to know. And just like magic, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to be in Module 3 starting out. Of course, up top you have our usual suspects. The video you're watching right now is here. We'll take a quick look at the introduction. Again, that breaks down into the summary of what I want to accomplish this week. And for Module 3, it's covering the last of the major formal elements. It's line along with color theory. We have the objectives and finally the assessments, which is to post to the discussion board called Mondrian, and I'll go over that in just a moment. My office hours are a little bit different this week. I have an appointment, a meeting that I have to attend on Wednesday, so my office hours just for this week are going to transition to Tuesday. Same time, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. All you have to do is click the Zoom link in the page. Our first lecture is about line, our study guide, and there's just one, let me double check, there should be just one video in the further exploration section. And we also have a lecture on color theory. Now, just to let you know, color theory is the most technical of all the lectures we have during the first half of this semester. So there are a lot of terms on the study guide, but the terms are very easy to understand. There's just a lot of them. So don't be overwhelmed by it. They're very, very easy, but just a heads up on that. Study guide, and then the further exploration section is also quite short. It's the museum scene from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where it zooms into a particular painting called The Sunday on the Island of Le Grand Jatte, which showcases a technique called pointillism. Journal entry number 3, I'm going to jump down to that real quick, has you creating a color wheel. Just follow along with this video. As far as creating the colors, you're basically creating a round circle, dividing it up into 12 even spaces, and then you're shading in, always shade with the edge rather than the point of the pencil. And if you're creating colors such as, you can kind of see it here between yellow and green, we have yellow-green, just like we have here on the color chart. You literally shade the entire thing with yellow and then go over the top of it with green. And I would probably go in opposite directions, one time east-west and the other time north-south. So that's how you'll create the tertiary or intermediate colors, as we call them. But this is the steps here. All the instructions are presented, as well as the video to walk you through that. Again, journals not due until the end of the semester. And the cool thing we get to do is we get to do a Mondrian type painting. So Mondrian you'll see in several lectures. Basically this one here, the red, blue, and yellow composition. And it's a really, actually, it looks simple, but it's quite an intensive painting. I have all the instructions here for you in terms of creating your own work. Once again, a video on how to create a Mondrian painting. And you're actually going to do it with drawing with a colored pencil. And with this, make sure to use a straight edge. Do not, as you can kind of see in this video here, I think she's just drawing straight lines. They're not straight enough. You want to make sure that they are extremely accurate. So please use a straight edge. The grading breakdown, I'm going to give you 20 points for the artwork that you upload. You're also going to upload a short paragraph. The information would be right here for number 3. So for this, you're going to give your artwork a title. You're going to write a little bit about the process, how you felt about it, how long you took to create your artwork. Are you satisfied with it? And keep in mind that the successful projects, the people spend about 30 up to 60 minutes on this project as far as drawing goes. If you spent 10 or 15, it's generally going to translate into a messy artwork. You want to take your time. You want to do the shading. I would shade, once again, in 2 directions. Take your time, put on a film, a movie, your favorite Netflix series, and finish this project. You need to do the initial post by the 9th, reply to one other person by the 16th. Here are a couple examples of past works, and once again, all of you uploaded an image already, but I will include that information down here. And that should be it for module number 3. So let's go ahead and jump up to module 4. So for module 4, this is one of the best lectures here, is Vincent van Gogh. And so once again, usual stuff up top, the office hours back to Wednesday during that week, and we will jump into the introduction real quick. So just 2 lectures this week, one on Van Gogh and the other on pattern and texture. We just have a quiz to complete along with another journal. The Van Gogh lecture is actually a professional lecture I did, and they don't let me upload the lecture itself. So I do have a link. We'll double check, make sure that works. It does. So just watch this one. You can see it's a little bit longer than our normal lectures. You don't have to watch the Q&A at the end, so it's just about 1 hour in length. If that ever stops working, I do have a recorded lecture, not nearly as good. I haven't updated that in a while. But we do have a pretty extensive further exploration section because Van Gogh tends to be the most favorite artist of all my students. I've got a link to you being able to see the actual letters that Vincent van Gogh wrote. We have 776 of those accounted for. We have a little detail from the TV series Doctor Who. There's an episode called Vincent and the Doctor. Don McLean from American Pie fame. This is his song called Vincent. And then In Search of Vincent van Gogh. Back in the 70s, Leonard Nimoy hosted this TV show. Nimoy actually played, I believe it was his brother Theo, in a stage production of Van Gogh's life. So that's there to watch. It's about 25 minutes. That would be an optional video for you. But let's go on to pattern and texture. That is our other lecture. So I've got the lecture, the study guide. Further exploration is 2 quick videos, one on impasto and the other on frottage. And we'll learn both of those techniques during the lecture. The journal entry is going out and shooting some photos. So over the last 2 modules, we've learned about line, we've learned about pattern, and we've learned about texture. So you're going to go out and take a picture where the focal point is line, pattern, texture. Do not look through the camera roll that you've already, pictures you've already taken. Go out and shoot specifically for these topics, for these subjects. Do not use sand for the texture since that's in the example. The last thing you have to do for Module 4 is to take the quiz. The quiz is 20 questions, just like the previous quiz, and the topics are from the last 2 lectures, so line, color, Van Gogh, and pattern and texture. And that's it. 20 questions, 20 minutes, 20 points. And that should be everything for modules 3 and 4. If you have questions, please feel free to send me an email, and also you can stop by my office hours. So I will see you shortly to talk about modules 5 and 6.